Cavanaugh. From 97.1 The Freak. And this is a Cowboys Seattle Seahawks preseason week 2 recap. Technically, it's taking place at halftime. There's going to be a second half. And if there's stuff to talk about from that, I'll talk about it later. But I've got enough. I've got enough to roll here. This presentation, of course, brought to you by my friends at Bet Online, where if you use the promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, you get a 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. I'm going to keep telling you guys, I hope you're not gambling on NFL preseason games because you don't know what the hell is going to happen. We're watching players, not teams. But get up in the mix and everything else. Got your baseball, boxing, golf, whatever. Bet Online's got you covered. Fastest and easiest place to place those wagers, including live betting, favorite casino and card games. Get to the website or you're on your mobile device. Sign up. BLEAV, 50% welcome bonus. Hello, chat people. Vance asks, any Tolbert stock left to buy? Yeah, so here is the thing. That's one of the things I do want to talk about. One thing I want to talk about is you got to stay off the internet when you're analyzing football because you end up responding to people too often. But yeah, let's talk about some of the things that we have seen here, because some of the things that we have seen here is, number one, I mean, if you're going to be team bubble wrap, I could bubble wrap Jalen Tolbert right now. Jalen Tolbert looks good. Jalen Tolbert looks like the guy from South Alabama that was a good route runner, fairly explosive route runner. The stop and go is there. The wiggle is there. The manipulation of changing speeds is there. Jalen Tolbert looks good. I don't need to see anything else. You go ahead and bubble wrap him, as far as I'm concerned. Shout out to Cooper Rush. He looked pretty good. Other things, because I have a list of nuggets I wanted to get to. Sam Williams, wearing number 54. He did get a roughing the passer penalty, but that's just an accident. That's hard. When you're turning the corner and somebody's trying to block you and you're going down and you're going towards the quarterback. Like, I don't know. Life's hard sometimes. But he also had a sack. Sam Williams will make some splash plays, man. He's not always the most consistent player, but Sam Williams will make some splash plays, and that dude might be about to have a nice little season in terms of how often he affects the quarterback and makes tackles for loss. He looking good. Why hasn't Deuce played? Okay, let me tell you about this. I think I know what's going to happen in the Cowboys running back room. All right. So check mark these things off that we're going to talk about. Jalen Tolbert, he good. That's wide receiver 4. Jalen Tolbert is the guy that I thought he was a year ago going into the season. He was just a small school guy that it was obviously too much for him going into his rookie year. And now he's figured it out. And now he's going to be the guy that he was on tape. And the guy that he was on tape is a good player and is an NFL starter. I think he is an NFL starter. So I will double down on Michael Gallup, eyes on the rear view, but that didn't even matter. What matters is you have at least 4 capable NFL wide receivers, and last year you went into this thing with 1. So it's going to be good. It's going to be good. Now, Tolbert, Sam Williams. Next, Mazi Smith. And I'm not going to argue with people on the internet about this because you get called everything. Like, I'm a homer, but I'm also a hater, and it's all very confusing. You watch the games, you observe what you observe, and you talk about it, and then people get mad about it. Nothing you can do about that. It's 2 preseason games, and 2 preseason games does not a season make, much less a career. Mazi Smith is getting pushed around, and I don't care how many people want to pretend that he's not. It's not all double teams. It's not triple teams. Mazi Smith is getting pushed around. Now, he was playing against NFL starters. Defensive tackle isn't always the position that translates the quickest to playing at a high level in the NFL. But Mazi Smith is getting moved around pretty consistently. I won't pretend he hasn't had some plays where you see what he can be. When he fires off, he stays low. He beats a guy to the punch. We've seen what he can be on some plays. But on a down in and down out basis, even if what you're asking is not for any sort of explosive play, but just to consistently eat double teams and be a run stopper, he ain't doing it. Mazi is not off to a great start. He is not off to a great start. So that's Mazi Smith. I would like to feel better about him at this point, but what are you going to do? You watch him play and you say what you see. I see a guy that is getting, and those were Seattle starting offensive line, but your first round pick, you're going to play against NFL starters. He's getting moved a little too much. I think there's a decent chance that Deuce Vaughn is the rookie who makes the biggest impact on this team. And you can say that's great for Deuce Vaughn, but I would also say that's not a great sign for a draft class if the 6th rounder is the guy who makes the biggest impact. But right now, your first rounder, he definitely is not better than Jonathan Hankins today. Hopefully he can be. Dan Quinn's pretty good at his job. Hopefully he can be. But right now, Mazi's not your best nose tackle, and you picked him in the first round. Schoonmaker was hurt in camp, and he is a 25-year-old rookie. Like, I don't want to go beating the drum of like, remember who I wanted to pick in the first and second round, because there's really no point to it. And it's literally 2 preseason games, so it doesn't matter, and it's not going to reflect their careers. But boy, I sure would take Nolan Smith and Osiris Torrance right now. None of that matters. Overshown, who multiple people are asking about. So DeMarvion Overshown had a knee injury in the first quarter, and I have not seen anything official yet, so I'm not going to guess, but I will say I saw a bunch of people saying he got up and he walked off under his own power. That means nothing. That doesn't mean anything. When I don't even want to say the name of the injury. When I had the injury that we fear perhaps happens to people when they grab at their knee, I could walk fine. I could jog fine. I could sprint. It was when you tried to stop. That was when you knew what you had done. But those are also very easy to diagnose. They're literally, their doctor's going to grab his leg here and go, and he's going to know immediately whether it's what it could be or what hopefully it's not. So Overshown is something that we'll just keep an eye on. I think linebacker potentially is a very meh position for the Cowboys this year, and I liked the number of dudes they had scrapping and competing to try to be the dude that plays next to Van Der Esch. It'll probably be Van Der Esch and Clark a lot. They'll play 3 safeties a lot. Sometimes the safety plays linebacker. But I did kind of like what I'd seen from Overshown so far, so I hope he's okay. But we are not going to guess or project. We'll just see. So yeah, I think there is some potential that the Cowboys draft class of this year, we're not going to be like, woo, and that it's going to be very veteran led, which is a good thing they brought in Brandon Cooks and Stephon Gilmore. Cause still, even with how I'm feeling about their draft class currently, this is the best roster they've had in, I don't know, a decade more. This is going to be a good team. Oh, and just one more thing. There's just one more thing. So Matt Waletzko hurt his right shoulder. Chuma Edoga hurt his knee last week. And I didn't want either one of them ever playing in a real NFL game at all. And now it wouldn't even be them. I don't even know who it would be that would go into an NFL game, but it wouldn't be good. So, dear Dallas Cowboys, please do something. I have to go look and see, is Dalton Risner, is that a fit for what the Cowboys want to do on the offensive line? Or Jason Peters, come on home. Come on back, buddy. The Cowboys got 5 dudes on the offensive line. Their best chance to get to a Super Bowl, and I don't know how long, based on their team, the other teams in the NFC, all the things. It's your best chance to go to a Super Bowl in forever. And going into last year, I was worried about the O-line depth, and I was terrified that you didn't have enough at wide receiver, and we screamed it from a mountaintop. I've now been screaming from a mountaintop for months. You better have another dude that you're comfortable playing 8 NFL games on the offensive line that is not one of your first 5 names in your head right now, because I don't know who it is, and I don't think he's here. I'm scared. Cowboys, give me another offensive lineman. Is there anything else that I put in here that I haven't mentioned yet? Tolbert, good. Sam Williams, keep a sharp eye. He might be about to have a really nice year. Mazi Overshown. Eric Scott, this is just a minor one. I don't want to beat the drum too hard about it, but Eric Scott is a rookie that Dan Quinn really liked. They traded up to pick him, so I'm pretty sure he's safe because that's the way that this works. Was he a 5th-round pick, but they traded like next year's 4 to go get him. And here's what other people think about a guy will never matter. We'll find out who they are when they get to play NFL football. But I do think the best in the business at the draft game is Dane Brugler at The Athletic. And when they picked Eric Scott, based on his rankings, like Eric Scott wasn't getting drafted. And you don't know. You don't know what other teams are going to do. The Cowboys obviously disagreed with that because they went to get him and they attacked to go get him in the 5th round. But I think Dan Quinn just loved him because he had long arms. To me, this is 2 weeks in a row where I wouldn't want him on an NFL field either. Eric Scott is owed a PBU on that Lockett play. He was clearly out. That's fine. Like I don't want to kill any of these guys. It's 2 preseason games. So I'm just giving observations. I'm just giving observations of what I've seen so far. Oh, did I tell you what I think they're doing with the running back room? I said this to Jesse Holley last week, and I still think this is true. Like Deuce Vaughn's already on the team. He's on, he's in. Not only is he already on the team, in, safe, they know their plan for what they're going to do with him Sunday to Sunday. Like they know what they're going to do with Deuce Vaughn. And so I think Rico and Malik Davis are playing the first half because those two are actually competing against each other for a roster spot. And I think it's Rico's spot. I think your running back room is Tony Pollard, Deuce Vaughn, and Rico Dowdle. Rico ran it well in the first half on a 3rd and 6. He had a really nice pickup on a blitz. He had the receiving touchdown. This is going to be Tony Pollard, Deuce Vaughn, Rico Dowdle. That's your runners. Your receiver group's going to be good. Turpin had a nice catch. What if you had 5 useful NFL wide receivers where Turpin and Tolbert play, I don't know, 12 to 15 snaps a game, and everybody brings something that's a little bit different. And so each time that somebody comes on the field, it's not like, oh, no, a starter left and here comes a backup. It's, oh, Michael Gallup stepped off and here comes Turpin and here comes Tolbert. That's a nice wide receiver room. That's a nice wide receiver room. It's nice. Party at Jeff's. Damn right. What's up, West Coast? Watch Jeff collab soon. I need to. The problem is that with my schedule, I literally pop on when I pop on. It's my fault, not Vach's. It's my fault because I just pop on when I pop on. All right. Bryce, Mazi Smith, a bust. I don't care. What is your little eagle logo doing in here? Your overrated ass quarterback. You're not very good team. I just felt like taunting. The Eagles are a really good team. They have a really good roster. And probably a really good quarterback. Anyway, I'm going to get up out of here. I'm going to go watch the second half, even though the guys who are playing probably aren't going to be playing for the Cowboys. I'm going to go peace out. You guys have a great day. And remember, you have no idea what anyone's going through, so be cool to everyone. I love you. Be easy. And check out this shirt. That's a pretty cool bear, right?